I should start by establishing some credibility. That's always a good place to start, isn't it? And by saying that, no, I'm not an administrator of the program. I do run the program, but the reason I do run the program is that I am an old serial entrepreneur myself. So I built my first company out of Brisbane way back in 2008. It was a children's virtual world game site at the beginning of the whole internet phenomenon. Built that into a massive great big company, exited to Astro TV in Malaysia. Had a couple of years in Malaysia, moved my my studio from the Brisbane, where I have my 5 people, to the Philippines, where I had 35 people, and that allowed me to scale it into a global empire and built very, very rapidly. So then I went on, eventually moved through to Silicon Valley, where I went on and built a further 2 companies, and exited both of those, and pretty much retired. But I've had a very long association with Advance. I've known the entire team from the beginning, when I was on that very first program itself. So now I work and run just the innovation program, and Advance is the largest expat community in the world. We do represent the 3.5 million Australians and Australian employees that are living abroad. We're in 190 countries, and depending on which country you are in, or even which city you are in, as to what sort of programs we run. And obviously out of Silicon Valley, it's innovation, innovation, innovation. So it's all, so that's appropriate. So I'm well placed to do that. I was saying earlier that I am part of the original Australian Aussie market. I arrived in 2008, and we used to meet on a Monday night at the Dixie Pig. And that was the original. And the original landing pad was Starbucks in Market Street, free Wi-Fi and endless coffee. So it has come a very long way since then. So we've been running this program for just over a decade now, with incredible results and fantastic figures and data to back that up, all of which you can find on the website. I probably should give a plug for the website. It is propellusa.com.au. Now make sure you get that .au in there, otherwise you're going to end up on this gun website.
Propel USA.
propellusa.com.au.
But if you go to advance.org,
or if you go to advance. That'll take you directly to Propel website. Otherwise, you can find it through advance.org and follow the links through too. But yeah, and pretty much everything that you would ever want to know about the program, you will find there. There's a page devoted to the success of the program, the companies, how much money they've raised, and that sort of thing. You'll find there also a page in regards to the mentors. So one thing that this program has, a lot of the other programs don't have, is that it's not just slapped together. It's not just, let's just turn up in Silicon Valley and throw out a few lines on Facebook and see who comes for a drink. It's a very, very well established program. We have over 40 full-time mentors, and you'll find all of their backgrounds and profiles and LinkedIn's on the website, and we encourage any of the participant companies to connect with any of those guys and say, look, I'm part of the program, can you help me on this, I can do that. Now those relationships can be anything from a cup of coffee and a couple of quick introductions, through to we've had situations where they've become investors in the startups that they've connected with. So the mentoring side of the program is very, very good. We have a 2-week program every year. But as I like to tell people, you're pretty much getting married for life. You marry you. So at the end of 2 formal weeks, it's over. But what happens is, founders continually reach out. Nobody dares come to town without having a drink with me and a catch up. And happy to help either through my own personal network or through the Advanced network. Generally, we'll find someone that knows somebody that can get a door open for you. And that's just the ongoing support in the program. It's not official, but every past participant will say, yeah, it's very, very genuine. We become friends is what happens. So, very, very good. The program itself consists of 2 weeks, 5 days in LA, 5 days in San Francisco. But what we do say is it's Propel USA, but it is also very much a global program, right? A lot of our companies then go on, they set up offices in, you know, the United Kingdom and elsewhere, and it all comes together. So it's about, it's not just about getting that network opened and the doors opened in Silicon Valley, it's also about learning the mindset and the thinking of how it is. And they really just do see the world very, very differently than what we do. And you can't deny the fact that they've done a very, very good job of that. So there's lots of very good learnings there that are applicable, even if you decide that the US is not for you, it's not a good fit for yourself personally, or it's not a good fit for your company, and you return to Australia, you've still got that mindset and that knowledge transfer that you can apply to your companies here in Australia. So that's very good. We have about somewhere between 60 and 80 speakers over that course of 2 weeks, and so it's like boom, 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 boom. You are exhausted at the end of the program. We literally roll you onto the plane at the end. And those speakers are old Aussie entrepreneurs that come and give their time and tell their war stories of what to do and what not to do. They're all very happy to give back in the sense that if they can help you open a door or make an introduction, then they will. And as I say to everybody, just because the entrepreneur came and gave a presentation on some shoe company that they built doesn't mean they're not useful to you if you're over there building a cybersecurity company. You don't know. Their best friend probably built the competitive shoe company. You don't know. Everybody is very, very valuable. And we teach everything from polishing you up. Australians are great storytellers, you know, we're like, oh yes, well, you know, building this little company, like, you know, we're great storytellers, we're not terribly polished from the Silicon Valley sort of perspective, or out there on that global stage. So we bring in a gentleman every year. He trains up the TED speakers. He's brilliant. You're not the same person once you've had a day with him. We go through everybody's decks. We look at it from all of our knowledge of knowing on first hand. Australian decks, I don't know what it is, but Australian decks are generally overly cluttered. They've got way too much in them. Like the Australians don't use it as sort of as a talking point. Australians think everything has to be in the deck. So we Silicon Valley advise all of that and simplify and get everybody up to speed so that over the course of the 2 weeks we then put you in front of angel investors, seed investors, V's, tier 1 VCs, depending on where you're at and what the fit is. And then we're comfortable and you're comfortable that you are ready to go. And it's interesting, it's generally your fellow participants on the programs who are, they're your best sounding board as to whether you're getting across the right message. So if you stand up and go blah, 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 and then you've got 10 founders who are looking dumbfounded and have no idea what your product is or what your market is or what your fit is, then you know you haven't got your messaging right? And that's very valuable because most of us don't get that opportunity. You know, we make those mistakes and lose opportunities because we're doing that practice in front of other MVCs. You're not getting people that, if they don't get it, then no one's going to get it. They're fellow entrepreneurs. So that's very valuable. We also bring in consultants that are otherwise normally out of the price range for most startups. You know, the $900 an hour consultants. They come in and they will give talks on everything from, you know, immigration and visas, litigation. We have one guy come in. I always love his presentation because Australians completely underestimate how litigious the United States is and just how much you are going to have to spend in insuring yourself about everything that you could never even possibly imagine to even insure yourself for. And that's always a fantastic session for me because I sit there and watch the faces go white and the jaws drop. So it's a really good mix of that. The networking aspect of it, we have 4 to 5 networking events, everything from relaxed things in the equivalent of a workplace that you have an opportunity to pitch there. We invite all of the advanced network, everybody that are the speakers and the presenters throughout the program generally attend as well. And then of course we leverage our connections in government because we are government, predominantly government funded, and so we work very closely with Austrade, the Consul Generals, for example, ELA, Chelsea Martin, the Consul General, year after year, very, very generously opens her private residence, and we host a networking event there. So you can imagine the calibre of attendees because the invitations are from her to attend an event at her private residence. So we're bringing in really, really top-notch people into the networking event. So it's not slapped together. It is $10,000, and most people, in fact, I don't think I've ever had a single company not say it's the best $10,000 they've ever spent in their entire life. That there's no way they could pull together themselves a program to get those kind of doors open, that kind of knowledge, access to all of the consultants, and we've been working with these people for years and years and years and years and years. So if you ring up and say, look, hey, I'm on the program, can slot me in for a meeting, they will, right? So it really is a very, very successful program, and people will come, and that $10,000 will either confirm that you and your product are a fit for the US market, or it will confirm you don't want to be there. You hate America, can't stand the food, don't like the people, and your product doesn't fit. Well, that saved you probably 18 months to 2 years and hundreds of thousands of dollars of going to the US, hanging up a shingle just to find that out, right? So either way, it completely confirms it's all on or it's all off, and that can be very, very valuable.
And there's Karen, there's a turnover threshold as well. You have to have $100,000 a year turnover, isn't it?
So what we do is we do have a selection criteria because it's not in your interest to go if you're not ready. Or if we know from our experience of what it takes to make it in the US that you're not ready. I've had a company apply this year who applied last year, and last year I said, look guys, you're not quite ready yet. You come back next year, and they literally have. It was so funny because it was just after we had our interview, and he emailed me and goes, do you remember me? I'm like, yeah, I totally remember you. All right, come on down, you're in. So. Because we do vet the companies, it's good for the companies and it's good for us. It also means that all the VCs, year after year after year, will receive us and will allow you to pitch to them because they know that you've all been vetted, and we're a great funnel of great Australian companies that we're putting in front of. So they enjoy having that funnel and all the hard work done, and then having all the good companies put in front of them. So that works for everybody. And we're a non-profit. So we're here to advance Australia and the needs of all Australians. So we're not interested in taking your money just because we've got a business and we have to make it work. So that allows us to very confidently say, if you're not a fit, maybe next year, or you've got your company isn't something. Like, I had a guy from Queensland who's got an air conditioning business apply. I'm like, dude, no. Sorry about that, So you've got to be a good fit. So yes, there is a selection criteria. Generally, most companies are sort of mid to later stage. But if you have built other successful startups previously, and so you've got a personal track record, and you're only in the earlier stages of this new company, well then that's fine. We look at what you've done, we know you're going to do the same again, and so that's fine. So it is quite loose, and sometimes we have companies that come very, very close to, they don't quite tick all the boxes of the selection criteria, but when I speak to the founders, I just get this sense of the it factor. I know that there's somebody that they've got the grunt, they're going to be fine, right? And that's how I'll be like, well, we'll let you be too. So there is a little bit of an it factor there, but it's for everyone's benefit that we do have the selection criteria. The application is very easy. It's on the website at propellusa.com.au. It's big buttons everywhere. We don't need, don't put 4 hours into the application. We don't need that. We just need sort of the big overview. We don't need, and then from that once the applications close, which are at the end of February, then we comb through everybody, work out who's who in the zone, and anybody that meets the criteria we think would be a great fit.
Another question.
Yes.
There was 5 places, I think 5 or 10, sponsored by NAB. Is that correct?
That is in fact
Can you tell
correct.
us about it?
The National Australia Bank has sponsored 5 places on this year's program. So we will be putting forward to them companies that meet their criteria. So first of all, the company's got to meet our criteria, and then they've got to meet their criteria. Obviously, they've got a sort of a fintech slant on things. So they know what they're looking for. So they will actually select the companies that they want to offer sponsored places to. So that's a huge opportunity if that's a good fit for you. And if you're not one of those, but you fit the criteria and you want to come, then you'll be offered a non-sponsored place. So questions. Let's throw it out. Anything anyone wants to know?
In this program, how many people from your team can do this program?
So we say two founders for the price, which makes it very good value when you think about that. And we really do encourage 2 founders because you know what it's like. You can have 2 people in the one room, hear exactly the same presentation, and both walk away with completely different understanding of what was said. One of the unexpected benefits of having 2 founders, which we discovered a long time ago, is that generally you're all running around Melbourne or Sydney or Brisbane building your startups. You're all so busy, and you're dividing conquer because there's not enough hours in the day. And is that this 2-week period is the first time the 2 founders can be together and actually go for a beer and have a discussion and talk about what is it we're building and what is it we're doing, and so there's that benefit too. So we really do encourage to bring 2 people. It doesn't have to be 2 co-founders. You can bring the CTO, she's not a co-founder, it doesn't matter, or your business development manager, whoever you think are the 2 best people in the company. We never ever get involved, but get asked all the time, why doesn't it include airfares and accommodation? We don't get involved in that because generally most people can find somebody that's got a spare room on the couch or a long lost relative or something that can give you a bed that you can. We've got companies that want to stay in the youth hostel, and we've got others that want to stay at the Ritz-Carlton, so we just don't get involved in that. Same with the airfares, people can scrounge together points from every member of the family and get a free airfare. So we don't get involved. And also, some companies like to come in early and get all organised and have a few meetings of their own. And what we really, really, really do encourage is that at least one founder stays behind for a couple of weeks after the program, because it takes time with the follow-up meetings, right? I'd love to see it 10 days from now, because that's their calendars full. So you have to have that. And nothing beats face-to-face. So we really do encourage to stay on. And there's a million places in San Francisco that you can stay. So from, as we say, in every price range. So we leave that to everyone, and we don't. I can't imagine we getting to schedule flights for everybody. We're not administrators. That's not what we do. So yeah.
In the mentorship, you mentioned defining your pitch deck, your business plan, your study stage.
You can ask them. It's a very casual relationship, and we allow that relationship to evolve between you and the mentors. So all the mentors have agreed to a minimum. Can't quite remember exactly. Minimum number of hours after somebody connects with them, right? So I would have to look it up. It's 3 to 5 hours or something like that. But most are more than happy to then, if they like you and you gel and you feel there's something going, they're happy to have a once a week Skype or once a month Skype or if you're on the ground, meet them in person. So we allow those relationships to develop by themselves. We don't say, you have to have 3 hours. You might have one conversation with them and that's all you need, or you might have one conversation and they're not a good fit. They can't help you. So you move to the next one. So, but these people are either Australians that have made it and are very keen to look back. There's Australians that haven't made it and are very keen to tell you why. And then there's, like for example, we've got Andy Sal. He is general partner at Silicon Valley Bank. He's loved Advance and he's been a friend of Advance for a decade. He's one of the mentors. I mean, hello. It's amazing. So if you have a look at those, they're fantastic. What we really do encourage is preparation. If you are selected to go on the program, it's like everything in life. The more prepared you are, the better the program is. Once we know who all the companies are, we tailor the speakers and the VCs and the seeds and the angels and everybody to whoever we got on the program, and every year's a different mix. We then send out that program and it's live, so if there's tweaks or someone drops out or whatever, we update it live. And we encourage everybody to go through and look at who's speaking, look at who and what they are on LinkedIn, know what it is you want from them before they even turn up to give their spiel, right? That always, it's better for the speakers, and you personally will get a lot more out of it if you really in that sense. It's surprising how many people don't do that. We highly recommend that people put in some time getting their LinkedIn up to speed. Now in Australia we tend to use it pretty much as a Rolodex, but in the US it's your public CV. It's the first thing they'll do. So if you reach out to one of the mentors or one of the speakers, the first thing they'll do is go to your LinkedIn. So that summary that we have, that needs to be a knockout, because they will read that and then say yeah and no as to whether they're going to be insured, right?
You have a lot of trouble with that.
You have a lot of trouble with that? Yeah.
Trying to sort it.
Yeah. No, it's very hard.
Very hard.
It is very hard, and it's got to be your 30-second pitch pretty much, because they will read that and they won't meet you. They're all too busy. I'm traveling, whatever excuse they've got, right? So that's really important. And they will also look at who is on your LinkedIn, the quality of the people on your LinkedIn. So if you've got 500,000 outsourcing recruiters on there, get them off, right? It doesn't look good. They're very. It really is a secret. It's very hard, and they take it very seriously. Yeah. So it's very worthwhile having all that done before you get there. And even some people are really clever in the sense that they've gone through the schedule, they've worked out who one of the speakers are that they really want to connect with, and they'll put 1 or 2 keywords in their LinkedIn pitch. Just they're targeting that person deliberately before they even get there. It's important. So yeah, there's lots of little tricks, and we give all that valuable information to everybody after they've been selected and get everybody up to speed. Yeah, and then you're in for life. So it really is. I genuinely love the program, and as an entrepreneur, I know very much, and having done the program myself way back then, I do know what it is you do need, and I do know what it is you don't need. I get companies reaching out and saying, oh, they want this, that, and everything else. I'm like, no, you don't. You think you want that, but what you really want is this. So there's true value in the fact that I myself have built and exited 3 companies. I've pitched to everybody. I've done laps of Sand Hill Road more times than you could ever count. So my personal input, I even do a couple of the sessions myself. I run the session on the perfect pitch deck. I do that myself because there's no one I could outsource that to. That could, I don't want to sound conceited, sound like I'm too long, blowing my own little trumpet, but there's no one else that could give more genuine first-hand advice on that than I could. So, that's I think the real true value of the program. I'm not an administrator that's been hired to just run it. My heart and soul really is in the program, and I do love that. And I think you won't find a past participant that wouldn't back that and say, oh no, Karen's she's all in, you know. she loves it. Yeah. And so, and also, you know, and that makes it, you know, it's good for me because I don't have a lot of problem to get speakers to come. They come year after year after year. They're happy to give up their time and you know, give back to the program. So it really is amazing. So, you know, think you're in the position, or you're ready, or you know other companies that are ready, encourage them to apply. It really is great.
Thanks, Karen, to Smith. I'll
Questions coming on?
yeah, I'll stop the recording for that. Thanks for coming around and giving us this insight into PROPELL.
Thank you very much. It's wonderful.